All right, let's go to some of your emails. On the topic of Michele Bachmann being confronted by a little boy, I think 8 years old, saying, "My mom is gay, but she doesn't need fixing." As much as I dislike Bachmann, I have to agree with Lewis on this one. If a child wants to do something like that, it's one thing, but I think he was put up to it. I can't imagine he came up with this idea on his own. How would a kid even really know about Michele Bachmann if it weren't for the mom?
Right.
By the rights argument, a man could marry a corporation. That's right. Corporations are people. It might be easier to make the legal argument for Michele Bachmann that a man can marry a corporation before he can marry another man.
I actually got an email from Ned who said that if a corporation were to, remember the desk thing,
right,
I could marry a desk. If a corporation were to name its main asset as a desk, you could, in theory, marry a desk.
So maybe it's not that far off, but not because of gay marriage, simply because of corporate personhood.
So the Republicans who put that in place
are opening the door to people marrying desks.
Wow.
Incredible.
It comes full circle.
On the topic of an anti-gay counseling student not making a good therapist, mixed feelings about this. The student wouldn't make a good therapist in many cases, true. Telling a gay person that he or she is an abomination isn't helping anyone at all. But there are plenty of therapists out there who already think like that student. As long as religion is dominant in the U.S., people will be using anti-gay therapists, sadly enough. So we should take this debate on a national level. Can't disagree with that. And I've personally been to a therapist with extreme religious views. He started quoting the Bible at me. He also told me any sexual relationship where the two partners are not married is an abusive relationship. He also said since gays can't get married where I live, a homosexual relationship is always abusive. Sounds like it's time to get a new therapist, I think would be my advice there.
Yeah. I'm sure that's probably already happened.
And if a physics student strongly disagreed with gravity, should they be allowed to become a physicist? It's a good question. Now, if you disagree with gravity, wouldn't you fail the tests and simply not get the degree?
There actually are some physicists out there who are trying to dispute what we consider to be gravity.
Really?
Yeah. I read a short article about it. Needless to say, it's not a popular view. But they're out there. They're out there.
They're all out there. You can find almost anything out there.
Pretty much.
And what historical events would we want to witness? This was an audience question we took on YouTube. You can email us audience questions, and we're answering them very concisely on our YouTube channel. I would have liked to have viewed the supposed time and place where the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus took place, and also the supposed time and place where Muhammad received his revelations. If those turned out to not have been really as described, we would know the fact with certainty. And I think many people would shift their thinking on a whole host of issues. You know what? I think for the literal Bible, religious text, Quran, extremist believers, being presented with any kind of fact like that is not going to they're not going to let facts get in the way of what they want to believe.
Right.
And I would like to witness the last days of the Roman Empire. Then I would return to 2011 just in time to watch it happen all over again. Very, very clever. And I would like to see the heyday of the Great Pyramid and see what it was used for.
That would be interesting.
A lot of interesting ones on this.
I mean, yeah, like I said when we answered it, there are just so many things I can think of. How do you even narrow it down?
What about seeing the Big Bang, if that existed, if that took place?
Yeah, that would be quite the sight.
It would. That's going to do it for the show. On the bonus show, we'll talk about a Texas welfare office nightmare, occupiers now being called terrorists by London police, and really a lot more. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the bonus show. Back in a few days.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.